Hey, everybody. This episode is brought to you by our ebook, Mastering Film Marketing. You can pick up your copy today at the makeitpodcast.store. And now, on to the show. There you
I
go.
don't get to talk about this stuff that often. Nobody in my office cares about this stuff.
Well, there you go. There
Yeah,
you have it,
well,
Nick. He wants to go deep, and we're the chocolate
do it.
stud.
It's so hot.
So
It's so
we're ready to
hot. Filmmaking is so hot right now.
let's get into it. Exactly how deep we're going to go.
This
I'm writing
keep
down. Let's
freaking
go
drinking
deep and make
Maky.
this.
Just Maky. Come on now.
I may have to refill this if we're gonna keep doing those things.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Make It Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Barkley.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Buggs. And in an alternate universe, Chris, I would be the other version of you.
We say that all the time. Now, homosexuality aside,
What?
the fact of the matter is that we do sort of think the same thing at the same time. And with us today, I'm going to expound upon that because with us today on the podcasting journey is producer Papa Bear, per usual, but also our magical and whimsical guest, the one and only Motke Dapp, back with us again. Maky, welcome. Before we started this show, we both messaged Maky, and I'm not certain, Maky, you can confirm or deny, we text the exact same words to you without, this is the part you don't know, we did not speak to each other about texting you. I had no idea he was doing it. He had no idea I was doing it. And we think we sent the exact same text to you. That's how much what Nick said, that's how deep what Nick said is.
I love
Right?
We see you. We see you, Maky.
And I see you.
This is a weird thing. And it happens all the time. Like, so we'll show up to places dressed like he'll be all dark and I'll be all light. Or vice versa.
The yin and yang, as it were.
Yes,
That's right.
Exactly. We've
They
done
are.
that so many. This is no joke. I'm being dead serious. Like, all the time we will be, or he'll say something that I was literally about to say in the exact same way. And so what a great reminder of that, Nick, right? Like
Indeed.
with this particular person on the show,
That's right.
one of our favorite people who has not been back since we changed our format. And so we're in for sort of an all new experience. Like, we're going to enter the Makyverse on a different ship, I think.
Okay.
Do it.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
that.
Enter
Yeah.
the Makyverse.
And by the way, that's a real thing. Maky has built, and that one we can't talk about on this show, but not yet. Or maybe we can tease it. Anyway, Maky, are you ready to do some story is king?
I'm ready. I'm ready for the king.
Yeah, and he knows as a director writer that that story really is king. But I won't give anything more away. Can you tell everybody what we should know you for, some of the things you've done?
Yeah. So I am probably the most notoriety is I directed a feature film called Another Version of You, or as Mr. Buggs' shirt says, Other Versions of You, which was the first name of it. When you go through distribution, sometimes they ask you to do weird things, and we did weird things. And now the film has two names, which I think, and I try to embrace the weirdness of it and say it's two films in parallel universes, which is kind of what the film's about. So I think it kind of works, and I'm not mad about it. But I got my filmmaking start in the 48 hour film project. I think I've done 13 of them, and won almost half of the times that I did it, which was a lot of fun. I met amazing people, built my career through that, and I've also made hundreds of commercials in my life. And I am currently almost exclusively making commercials for a company called Whisker, and they make the litter robot. And I'm very happy. We just filmed a bunch of commercials 2 weeks ago. I'm deep in editing them, and they're delightful. I gotta work with a bunch of amazing people. And, yeah, I'm Nashville adjacent. I'm right outside of Nashville, so I've kind of built my career in the Nashville area, and, I'm happy to be here.
Exactly. So do we know any of the fun people you got to work with on these commercials?
Oh, man.
Any former guests of the show?
Possibly. So Cicely Hoffman did our wardrobe.
Friend of the show.
Um, Cookie McRae, provided, 2 or 3 of the talent that were on
Two-time
it.
guest, Cookie McRae.
Trying to think. Micah Sims was the DP on it.
Micah
I'm
Sims,
trying yeah,
been on the
trying to
show
think of other
2024.
people. A lo I'm
Sarah Antonio.
Sarah Antonia was sadly not on this one because she
Not
is
not on
in
this one.
Lisbon. Yeah, because she was in
Oh.
Lisbon for the 48, with
She
Nicole
did a
Lim,
great
and they
short film called Sugar
yeah,
Glass that
that's right,
took her
that's
there,
right.
is that right?
That's
That
correct,
film is
yeah, so she was
awesome.
actually texting me
Yep.
from Lisbon, photos of her there, and, she saw this yellow house. She knows how much I love yellow. She said, "This house made me think of you," and I thought that was adorable and sweet and amazing.
I wanted to wear a yellow shirt tonight, but 2 things stopped me. One is I knew you'd be wearing a yellow shirt, and 2, my yellow shirt had a brown stain on it.
It's never stopped
Why
you
did he say it
before.
like that? Well, why did he
Yeah.
say it like that? You know, said he pronounced the, the T so
Yeah,
well, he's like,
yeah. It
it
just
had a brown stain on it.
but here's what I did for you. Here's what I did for you.
Yellow
Yellow pen.
That's
The
fair.
I
yellow
Well,
bought a
I
pen.
yellow
have a
pen
fidget
for
toy here,
Oh,
so
look at that. Your little
yeah.
fidget action, little
and you
yellow
got some
fidget.
fidget action, and yeah, so we're all mockeyed out, right? Like, we're ready to go, and,
Let's have some fun.
Okay,
that
wait,
short
Chris,
film, by
Chris,
the
Chris,
way
let me grab mine.
yeah,
Since
you grab
everybody's
yours?
showing their yellow tchotchkes,
Yeah.
I got a little
Okay, for those just listening, Nick pulled up a piece of yellow paper. It looks like a dry cleaning ticket, I believe. I think it is a dry cleaning stub.
Is that a
Those
You're
yellow?
do tend to be
ridiculous.
yellow.
So
What?
anyone who's watching
It
this
could.
and plays golf knows that this is a
Oh,
divot puller. So
oh, it's a
Oh.
divot puller.
yeah.
Got it.
I was like, "Oh, Nick went to the deli."
Exactly. I got my
Got it.
number 69. Anybody?
He's just place in line for his, roast
Right,
beef and
exactly.
Swiss.
No, Chris, you have to understand. Even golfers have to fix it in post.
Mm.
Mm.
Hey, Papa
Mm.
Bear, we're gonna end the show, okay? Let's end the show. Let's end the show. That pun that
See,
pun
guys,
right
thank you
there, I
so
think
much.
ended it.
Yeah,
It's been
appreciate
great.
you.
It's been great, guys. Um, no, I love that, Nick. I love that, Nick, and I love you, Nick. So,
Mm.
okay, so quick name drop for Sugar Glass. Friend of the show, Dustin Heyer, co-wrote it. We have, Sarah was in it. There was a few different people in it. Ken Conrad of Fiction Kit and my favorite editor edited the film. Um,
Sure did.
I'm having a brain fart. What's my girl's name? Nicole Lim,
Nicole Lim.
who I
Yep.
want to have on the show badly because
Oh,
she might be the
should.
hardest
Us
working person in independent film in Nashville. Like she
she's doing
does
it.
everything.
Yeah, she's doing
So
it. Yeah, she's doing
she,
great.
sh her not being on the show right now, or have never been on the show in 6 years, is kind of like this small crime, this sin that I would like to rectify and
Well, now
atone
would be a
for.
good time because she's just coming back from Lisbon, so I bet she has some amazing stories, so
Uh,
you should
ex ex
snatch her up soon.
exactly. We just gotta book her for August, or we're booked up, Maki. We got a
Oh, that's
quite
beautiful.
quite a playlist, but let's bring her on
Heck
for
yeah.
August or September, and then that'll be dope. And then the other thing I wanted to say is I think this is only chance, Nick, that we're gonna get to maybe, like, just throw out the idea of giving this cat-loving audience some sort of discount on the litter robot. I think it's, like, the
Oh,
best litter box there. We've got Maky on the show. He just name dropped the damn product, okay?
dude, wait. But I heard that the little robot was like the best invention since cats.
That's
That's what I heard.
you do say that.
I think I saw that.
Listen,
I think
leave
I
the
saw that
cat.
on Reddit. Yes. So so I don't know, Maki, mate. Hit your people up, talk to your people, and let's do a deal. Okay. Moving on.
Love it.
Where were you born? Tell the people where you were born.
I was born just outside of Denver, Colorado.
Hmm. Someone last night
Hmm.
at a dinner party told me Denver was collapsing.
Oh,
No, it wasn't at a dinner party. It was at a board retreat. I was at a board retreat, and one of the board members for
Same
NPR,
difference.
I'm on the board of NPR. I don't know if people know that. She said Denver's collapsing. Like, I don't know. She
Was
said
hopefully
like
there
mass
metaphorically and
exodus
not
from Denver.
physically.
exactly? Was there any meat on that bone? She just left it at that. It's like she just walked past you, grabbed a
Well,
drink.
we were we were
Denver's
we were
collapsing, and then
discussing the
walked away.
idea of Nashville becoming Denver by 2035, Nick.
Oh,
And then she was like, "No, that's out the window. Denver's collapsing." So now, like, whatever population they were gonna have, people are leaving, whatever. Anyway, that just hit my mom. You said Denver. So outside of
Oh,
Denver, Colorado, I every time I've been to Denver, every time I've been to Boulder, I've really loved it. My oldest daughter almost went to college there. She went to like two colleges there. Loved the whole thing. People are very active there. It is a little bit of a sausage fest. I don't know if that's still the case, but that's a great thing for women. There's more men than women there by a considerable amount. And so I am curious if you could, based on
I thought it was
that
like a
incredibly
German
shallow
neighborhood or
background I
something,
gave
Chris.
of
I'm sorry. I thought it was
Denver,
a German neighborhood. That was like a lot of bratwurst. I thought that was what
bratwurst.
you're talking about, like the Oktoberfest year round. But I'm assuming the sausage meant something different. Got it. I understand now.
Mhm. Don't
Okay.
make me hit a button right now.
No buttons,
You are going
please.
to
No,
make
it's too
me hit a
early.
media
It's
button
too
right
early. It's too
now.
early. It's too early. Let's
Yeah, I
keep
know it's
going.
too early in the show, but
Story is
you
king.
you're bringing up you're bringing up
Nah,
you're
we're
bringing up
good.
Wayne.
Story is king. Let's go.
You're bringing up Wang, and I'm gonna have to make you pay for that. Mm, Dick
That was
talk.
a
We're moving
serious sip.
forward. Okay, Maki, can you describe your household in 3 words?
oh my gosh. All right, let me think. 3 words.
It's
Okay.
a tough one, I know.
Not three little birds.
Yeah. It's
Did you say 3 literal words?
does 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 the word "and" count?
No,
Okay.
but you can use it. But you
All
can
right.
use it. See what I'm saying? It can be blank and blank and blank if you want,
Okay. All right. So
which sounded like
we're gonna
Anne Frank
go.
and Frank Anne. Sorry.
It's let's this will be good. Let's do gardens all the time.
Okay, I'm
Mm.
writing it
Is that
down.
3?
Gardens.
Feels like 4.
But we
Gardens all.
won't. I mean, it's
Nick,
gardens,
Nick, what do you think? Does this okay or is he disqualified?
gardens. No. It's gardens all, and then the time. Right. We're gonna put those two together. The time. Right. Because if it was gardens all time, it would be kind of weird. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gardens all
Yeah.
the
Or what
time.
about ladies, gardens, and cats? That there's
Hey,
another
I
one.
like that one. That's better. That's
Ladies,
better.
I
gardens, and
like
Let's
cats.
that
go.
That's
too.
my house.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, ladies, gardens, and cats.
Ladies, gardens,
So
and cats.
my wife, my 2 daughters, both of our cats are females, and then we have 17 raised beds outside, and we are planting so many vegetables right now.
Okay, wait
So
a second,
No.
Maki.
Wait, look, Chris is gonna
I think
correct
he
you on
threw a
this one.
curveball at us. He described
He
his current
did.
household.
I know vegetables aren't real. I know.
No,
I know.
no, no,
No,
you
no,
describe
this
your
is supposed to be
current
your household
household.
growing up.
What's your household growing?
Oh, my household
Hey,
grow.
wait a
Oh.
second. Wait a second. Did
Oh.
Maky just say that he's just now growing up?
Yeah. My household growing up. Oh my gosh. Talk about a
Yes.
sausage fest. What are we talking about again?
Whoa. What is
Um,
happening?
in 3
What
words.
is
Um, yeah, it was I mean, it was me and my brother and my dad, so it was just the 3 of us for the most part, but let's see. 3 words, my household growing up, uh, video games and punching?
Okay. All right. That's we'll take it.
Video
Yep.
games
Well,
and
cool.
punching.
So
I'm
now you
writing this
gotta
down.
yep, he's writing it down, but you gotta describe that. You gotta let us know. Let us in
I mean,
on these
you know,
words.
like we all loved video games, me, my dad, my brother, and then, I just fought with my brother all the time, so we were just constantly punching each other. I don't know. I mean,
Older
uh,
brother?
younger brother, luckily, but bad for me now because he went to the Navy. He is massive, and, um, you know, and I've asked him several times for his forgiveness for being such a terrible older brother to him, so and I think he's forgiven me, sent me a nice card last year, so.
Thank goodness.
Wait, Chris. So this is why he's massive. He's over there doing push-ups like, I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Yeah, so
Your brother literally joined the military so he could come and beat your
just
ass later.
to beat me down. Yeah, no. My
Now
brother's
listen,
great. My brother's
Gardens All the Time sounds like a Maki Dapp film.
It kinda does, yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
It
coming
has
in
like a weird
2028. Let's see what
yeah,
happens.
yeah, it has a weird double
Gardens all the
entendre
time.
too in it that's kinda like, what does that really mean? Are they gardening all the time or are there gardens all the
Another
time?
I can give you an alt though,
Okay.
He's
I'm trying
counting on his fingers.
This is what
This is a
happens
tricky
when you
one.
ask writers this question, is they're so careful about every single word.
Yes.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Moving, always moving.
Mm.
Mhm. Alright,
We
expound
so
upon that.
every summer, my brother and I would go to Montana to visit my mom or my grandmother, my aunt. I had a bunch of relatives in Montana. Every time we came back from Montana, every summer, we lived in a different house. My dad had moved over the summer.
Oh,
So, like,
wow.
I was in a different house every year up until I think I lived 2 years in a row at one house in Colorado and then 3 years in a row in one house in Tennessee. But apart from that, different house every year.
Wow.
Did you ever get to talk to your dad about why w he would be moving in the summer when you guys were in the house?
No. And I
Hey,
have no
listen.
interest in doing so.
Listen, Maky, I was in the same position. I went down to South Carolina to visit my grandparents
Yeah.
and had no clue, my friend. No clue. And then there was just some whisperings, some mutterings along the way as we made our way back to what I thought was home. And we drove into a driveway that was not home, and
It was
yet
not your home.
it was home. And I was like, "What is this place?" And my older brother was like, "Home."
Here we
Like,
are.
We live here
this
now.
is where we are. I was
This
like,
is
"Wait,
why I
what?"
love this podcast, and this is why I
Man.
love podcasting, because I've known Nick since the year 2000, and I've never heard this story.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've known this
Oh,
man for more than half of my life now, which is ridiculous to say out
it's
loud,
crazy. It's crazy, bro.
and I have never heard this story.
Yeah, it's one of those that I'm sure it's very similar to
Mm.
Motke in
Mhm.
that you bury that. It just it it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
not worth mentioning unless it's necessary to mention. And in this conversation, you asked the question, Chris, and
Mhm.
Maky responded.
That's all what
And
podcast
I
is.
did not want Maky to feel as though he was on an island in this situation. So I had to let him know it's not just you, bro.
You know.
Listen, I don't in this at this point, Maky, I can't remember if his last name was Lowenstein or Lowenstern, but I'm gonna go with Lowenstein. So Eric Lowenstein, if
Okay.
you're out there somewhere in the world, what's
Eric.
up, brother? How you doing, man? That was my best friend before we moved.
And
I
then
didn't
just
get to
boom,
say
you were just
goodbye. Yeah,
transported. Boom.
I was just transported. I didn't get to
Wow.
say goodbye to Eric Lowenstein.
You've never seen Eric Lowenstein again?
Never seen him again. But
Whoa!
Imma say, "Hey, what's up, man? If you're out there,
Let's make a
goodbye, brother."
connection tonight, everybody. Let's do it.
You
Right.
know,
You
Love it.
know, if he hits us up on YouTube or something, it'll be what it is. But yeah, man, I'm with you, brother, and I'm
Yeah.
with you. I don't ask the question. It is unnecessary.
yeah.
It was a
And
weird
these little
time.
stories come out, Maki, over time. Like, we had a guest called, I think his name was Nicholas, um, God, I'm having a brain fart. He has a unique last name. He grew up with Nick, my Nick, our Nick,
Oh, you talking about Nick
and
Serenati?
Nick Serenati.
Correct.
Thank you. And
Nicholas
Papa Bear, where are
Quinn
you at?
Serenati.
Anyway, the
What?
like, where are you at with
We've
the
had
name?
several
Come
Nicks
on,
on.
come on. Let's go. That's what we pay you for. All right. Anyway,
Big bucks.
Nick almost died touching a horse of his, and Nicholas Serenati is telling me this story on the show, and I cannot stop laughing. Now, Nick is not amused by this because he almost died. But me not knowing this story, the not knowing is what made it so funny in the way that Nicholas chose to describe this situation to me broke me in half. And all I can say is my dad never ever moved without my knowledge. And
Happy for you.
Hey,
and I
but I
feel
don't
I'm happy for you.
My god, I'm so happy for them.
I'm so happy. And I I just it never happened to me. But the fact that you guys bonded over that on this show is why we're going to win a podcast Emmy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
well,
Whatever that is.
let me add to
That
this. So Nick didn't want to leave Motke hanging. I'm not going to leave Nick hanging. I lost a
Mm.
best friend every year or two because I grew up in the military and
Uh,
we constantly moved. I went to 16 different schools between kindergarten and 12th grade.
true
So
pain.
whatever best friends I had, I lost them every year or two. So I feel you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate
That I did
that,
know.
PB, and I just want everyone here to also understand how long it took PB to get to 12th grade. He must have,
It was at least 20 or 40 years.
Sounds like my academic career.
Now, that's not funny.
Oh my God.
All right.
yeah.
Well done,
All
sir.
right. Yep,
Well
let's
done.
go. Let's rock and roll. Story is king.
Story is listen, we're all enjoying Story is King tonight. This is fantastic. Now sort of having that background, Maki, because some of those things I vaguely knew, not from you actually, by the way, but I
Mm.
vaguely knew.
Yeah.
But the color in it that you just gave really explains a lot of like fills certain gaps for me
Mm.
about you that I have. And it makes me curious, where along the line did you become a creative? Because you really didn't start in film, but
Mhm.
you did pursue a creative life. Was there a moment you
Yeah.
remember? Were you playing a video game? Did you watch an airplane fly overhead? Was there a fly that landed on a frog's nose? Like, what was the moment that you're like, I'm going to be creative? Thanks,
Yeah.
PB.
So, yeah, I, you know, I started my life as a musician and uh, a lot of I didn't play an instrument up until I was, like, 15, so up
Mhm,
until then, I just sang in choirs and, I wanted to sing, and I loved music. I was constantly chasing music.
mhm.
I remember, like, in 3rd grade, I would just glue myself in front of MTV and just watch music videos. That was when, for those young listeners out there, MTV used to have music videos.
Yes, yes.
Um, so yeah,
And now
we
I
used to
don't even
just
know if MTV exists anymore. I think
yeah, I don't know if it does either,
I think
but,
they're over.
just
Paramount
yeah,
is over?
I would
Mm,
watch hours and hours and hours of MTV, and then, I discovered Dungeons& and Dragons pretty early and started doing a lot of storytelling, like interactive storytelling. I started reading at a very young age. The library was kind of my there was a library about 2 blocks away, and I would go there. I started reading Stephen King at probably too young of an age, but, like, I just read a ton. I watched as many movies as I could. I remember, like, when I first got a car, one of the very first places I went was the movie theater. Started going to the movies every week sometimes,
mhm.
got a job just so I could go to the movies all the time, so I think just the idea of stories, speaking of stories king, just like the idea of stories has always resonated with me. And um, it's interesting to think about. And I've thought, should I ever one day write a memoir? Because my childhood was kind of wild, but
Yeah.
just the idea that I didn't understand that I was being fully immersed in story from an early age, and I think that's all of us, right? Like, we all have our stories. We're all the main characters of our own stories, but just looking back, I'm like, I'll tell my kids certain things, and they'll just look at me like I'm an alien, and I'm like, "No, this is this is just how I grew up. This is just the way it was back then for so many
Yeah.
of us." And, but yeah, I think just being around people who loved art, I tended to gravitate towards the artist, the musicians, and the people in theater, and I think that just led me to wanting to tell stories.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Was there a band that you remember that just sort of you're sitting there watching MTV and you just couldn't wait for that band or artist to show up so you could watch their video?
I mean, off the top of my head, I was just drinking all of it in. I mean, you gotta be careful to date yourself.
Whatever, man. Don't worry about that. Come on now.
That's
No,
right,
no, but
Nick.
it was, I just loved it all. I mean, I will tell you this, there was a period of my life when I stayed up super late to watch 120 minutes on Sunday nights,
Mhm.
because that's where I just got introduced to stuff that I would never see on mainstream, and that opened up something in my brain, to just go, "Oh, there are artists out there just making stuff that's super off the beaten path," and up until that point, all I listened to was really pop music, and I still have a deep love in my heart for pop music. But, we were dictated by what Top 40 was growing up, because
Mhm.
that was kind of Top 40 and MTV was what you had, and so when you went to the record store to buy a CD or whatever, like, that was the thing, and so, like, I wouldn't be exposed to music unless it was Top 40, or I would stumble into a record store and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm looking for something new. I like these 4
Mhm.
bands," and they would like,
Mhm.
"You know what you need? This. Have you
Yeah.
heard of the Pixies?" And I would be like, "Have I? I don't know." And next thing you know, I'm buying a Pixies record, so
Yes, I
yeah.
lived in the record store. I lived in the record
Mm.
store. There was one in the mall. I lived, like, adjacent to a mall, like, walking distance, like, 2 minutes. I could just, like, walk,
Oh,
cross a bridge, and be
dreamy.
in the mall, and I'd be in Sam Goody, and then they had Blockbuster Music where you could just, like,
Oh.
sample the album before you bought it, and I remember
Oh.
just, like even before that, there was a place before Sam Goody. This was, like, cassettes. There weren't even, like, CDs in stores yet, and, like, I just remember discovering Spice One, and I, like, remember
Oh.
discovering Blood of Abraham, which no one in the world knows who that rap group is, but it's just a couple of Jewish dudes that could actually rap pretty good, and they had a couple of good songs, and, like, you just that discovery of music
Oh,
was one of my favorite things and one of my favorite memories. And then today, there's an artist named Echo Vandal who I think you know who that is.
oh my
Um,
god, I love Echo Vandal so much,
yeah, and just like
so much.
I like loosely knew about her, and then eh, Ken Conrad sent me like a video, and I watched it, and I thought I think if she hasn't done it yet, she's like close to creating a new genre. I don't
It's so
know
good.
how to describe her music. It's like a new genre
Yeah,
of music. Kate, if you can, like, without getting us in trouble, like, throw a picture of her up on the screen or whatever, and, like,
Echo
maybe a
Vandal.
2-second clip of her. No, don't do her music. Just put a picture of her up there so people know where to find her, but if they don't know who she is.
Yeah, dude, Echo Vandal is actually one of the inspirations for, a character that I'm writing in a screenplay right now. I just her energy is so amazing, the way she dresses, the way she carries herself.
Yes.
But that's the thing, right? That is art influencing art, right? Like, we're all giant sponges for the art that we love. All of those influences get filtered through the weird porous, spongy parts of us, and they get filtered into the art that we love to make, right? And so, Echo Vandal is one of the artists who is heavily inspiring me right now. So
100,000%. Let's wrap up Story is King with this.
love it.
In the film business, you get a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of things hiding around the corner, a lot of monsters hiding in the crates of the street to come, snap a bite at your ankle or your head or whatever. And I'm just wondering, did you ever go through a dark time, and how did you get through it to get to the mindset you are, this sort of content, happy version of yourself you are today?
So, 3 of the most amazing and trying years of my entire life was about 2015 to 2018. Um, I feel like I was my beard was fully red when that whole adventure started. Within 3 years, I went almost completely white. Like, there was so much trauma, so much amazing. So, like, life isn't just all bad or good, right? Like, everything about life is highs and lows happening at the same time. Um, when we made our feature film, Another Version of You,
Mm.
we made a film that we were super, super proud of, and we I don't wanna get anyone in trouble. Someone that we were associated with said, "Hey, I have close ties to a whole bunch of people, and I really love your film, and I want to open it up to all of these people I have close ties with." So we spent a bunch of money, a bunch of effort, and we went out to LA, and we had all of these different people come watch our film, and it didn't go the way that we wanted to, and we ended up having someone who was not awesome love our film. And we, of course, when you're first meeting someone, you don't know if someone's awesome or not. If they exude the right vibes, you're like, "Okay, great." But this is always the hard part. If only one person is coming at you and giving you something that's too good to be true, maybe it's too good to be true. And so I think one of the things I've taken away from that is art is subjective. The things that some people love are things that other people maybe don't love. That's one part of it. But the other part is, if you really think that something that you made is good, don't settle. Find new and different ways. And I know that we've all talked about that offline of just like, hey, if you've got something that you think is worth fighting for, you've got to find ways to fight for it. I also feel like sometimes art has a window. And I don't know if the window closes. I don't know if it just shifts a little bit, but sometimes, in this whole process of turning gray, we had a star that we put everything on, and that star fell from a pedestal during our release, and it was just kind of like just all of these a cacophony of errors happened all at the same time, and it's a huge bummer. And this is I always try to think of, like, are there other films out there that just didn't release at the right time, or did something got weird? I think about, like, Catwoman at the WB. Catwoman's about to release. Next thing you know, WB gets sold, and then Catwoman, they've already spent like a million or like $100 million making this film. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna trash it because we can do better we can get better tax credits if we just trash this $100 million film than if we put it out. And I think there's just a lot of things that happen. I was having a conversation with another filmmaker just last night, and this filmmaker is about to get a film made, and I'm super excited for them. And they were talking about kind of like their deal structure, and they said there's some points on the back end, and they were like, I don't know if I want that in my contract, because I think with Hollywood accounting, there might not be such a thing as points on the back end for the creators.
Right.
So I think there's just all these things that we're all learning, and we're thinking, okay, how do we do better as filmmakers? How do we do better as people who support and love filmmaking, who want to be part in it? How do we find a way to support the artists? And I know that's a whole big the heart of what Make It is how do we make it? And I think so much of it is you have to navigate the creative, you have to navigate the getting attachments, you have to navigate the marketing. There's all of these different aspects, and you need a village. Like, filmmaking is not a solo person. A director or a writer or a star might get all the credit and all of the notoriety, but this thing is about bringing amazing people together to build something that hopefully is timeless, hopefully strikes a chord, hopefully scratches an itch and makes people want to go support that art. And what I've learned over the years is, you know what? There's no magic bullet. There's no secret magic spell that you can cast to make this thing happen. You just have to put in the work, and you have to figure out what is your threshold for pain.
Strangely, that is the
Because
same advice I give to young people when they ask about entrepreneurship. The line I say to them verbatim is, "What is your tolerance for, like, misery?" Like, what is your tolerance and threshold for pain
yeah,
and struggle? Like, how tough are you? Right? Like, you are
yeah,
going to struggle in ways that you've never struggled before. Do you have the commitment and character and all that stuff to, like, endure the absolute beat down physically, emotionally, and financially that it's gonna take for you to stand by your convictions and your dreams? And it
yeah,
turns out, filmmakers and filmmaking they're just entrepreneurs and little businesses, and it's the same thing. So
yeah.
that is a beautiful, beautiful answer. And now I turn it over to a beautiful man, Nicholas Bugs, to hit us with some audience polls. Brother, do you have your poll ready? Polls. Is it poll or polls tonight?
Well,
And is it ready?
tonight it's polls, always ready. And I wanted to expound upon that last statement
Shout
and
out
just
to
say that
Viagra.
the same is true, Motke, for your physical health. I love working out, right? So things that you do in
Yeah,
the gym, and we know that growth is persistence through resistance.
yeah.
And it's true for all things, as Chris mentioned. So, yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. You want to get anywhere, it's persistence through resistance. All right. So, for the audience polls for this evening, my friends.
I'm so
All right. So,
excited
I've
about
got
these
two of them.
damn
All
polls.
right. And it's all about this independent filmmaking community that we're talking about. So, I appreciate you guys for the wonderful segues. We'll start with the first one. Can a
Mhm.
filmmaker be successful without celebrity? So obviously, this is a yes or no, right? So I'm going to give you the answers, the responses that we've gotten. So yes gets 85%. whereas no, which is actually nope, gets 15%. Now, before I ask you to comment on this and your thoughts on this, I want to take you back a couple months ago. We had another poll, and the other poll said, "What's the most important success factor for filmmakers?" And there were 4 options, and the options were celebrity, wealth, awards, and the freedom to do what you love.
Mm.
Okay? So as a reminder, this poll, we got 85% said yes, a filmmaker can be successful without celebrity. Several months ago, the responses were, what's the most important success factor for filmmakers? 74% said celebrity. 10% said wealth, 8% awards, 8% said the freedom to do what you love.
Mm.
It's really
Wow.
interesting.
Is this like one of
Thoughts?
those Obamacare versus Affordable Care Act things where it's like just the way you say it
It's the way you say
changes
it.
changes like the words you use change the answer? And I did get a comment from one of the voters on the channel that was like, "I don't understand like the format of the question. Are you saying that the filmmaker needs a celebrity in order for them to be famous, or are you saying that um, they don't, like there's a, I guess there's two ways to read the question. So I just told him
Totally.
I think it's the second way that Nick intended because Nick writes a lot of these polls. I think he wrote this one. So they're I just want to be clear that what you meant, Nick. Do you want to clarify the double meaning in this
Yes,
question?
again, the double meaning would have been there had I said a celebrity, but no, without celebrity. So, do you need, as a filmmaker, celebrity to equate to your success? And again, in this one, they said no.
Mm,
You don't need that, Maky.
I think I think celebrity is way more undervalued. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm being hyperbolic here, but like if you look at anybody who has been successful in film 98% of the time over the last, let's say, 30 years, there has been someone attached to it in some way that has had some notoriety. I think it's really hard to make something without notoriety. I'm
that's
gonna
an
change that.
interesting nuance.
I think it's hard to make something that it has a financial success without having somebody attached that has some sort of notoriety.
Mm,
And the only reason I say that is because, yes, you can make something amazing. And if you have enough money, you could make something amazing that might get some buzz, and next thing you know, you go to Sundance and you win something, right? We saw that with Primer. Primer didn't have a lot of celebrity to it. It ended up winning Sundance, but I don't know how successful Primer was. I know it had some buzz, but I don't know. It took 9 years for Shane Carruth to make his next film. And
yeah.
so, like, I think celebrity you look at, what's the Rust? What's the Markiplier?
Iron Lung.
Yeah, Iron Lung. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, I don't know if it had that many famous people in it, but he had notoriety and celebrity on YouTube, and that translated to him doing sales in the theater, right? So he could have not put anybody in it, and because he had his own brand of notoriety, his own brand of celebrity, he was able to there's a couple other YouTubers, TikTokers that just had a film that came out, same thing. They did great, but they built a following. That a following today is the new celebrity. You don't have to be a Brad Pitt to be celebrity these days.
Yeah, and I
That's
think the other thing that you
Interesting
mentioned,
nuance,
Maky,
Nick.
which is really interesting to me, is so I think about this new award category for the casting directors.
mm,
Mm,
Right? There is no casting director that is a celebrity. However, every casting director who will ever win this award is celebrity adjacent.
yes. 100 yes.
Didn't we talk about
So
that, Nick?
let's talk about it, Chris. What you got, man?
No, didn't we talk about that though on
Yeah, we
our
did.
last indie
We
talk?
did.
Where
But
it's
that's what I'm
like
saying. It's like,
a
go
casting
ahead.
director award is actually just which casting director was able to cast the most celebrities
Or the right
Right.
combination
I
of
think it's
of
the right
celebrity.
celebrities.
combination. Right. That's what I think.
Exactly, and I think that's it. You're spot on. So I think like this poll, like Chris said, and like even the person who commented, there's a lot of ways to read it, right? And I think with the overwhelming, basically people saying, yes, you can be successful without celebrity. I think they're saying that you can be successful without being a celebrity, right?
Right.
Sure.
That's the intent. But your success might not be available to you in the way that we're talking if you're not at minimum celebrity adjacent. So that's interesting, right? Can you be successful without celebrity? Yes, but you can't be successful without a celebrity. Now, that gets back to definitions of success because I think those of us in this room, honestly, I'm going to exclude you for a second, Maky, and say that those of us who look at you as successful,
Mhm.
um, because making movies is hard. You've made many movies, not just I'm going to say a feature film, but also short films, and you've won. Like you said, over half of your short films that you've done have won something. You've won with your feature film. You've distributed your feature film. You are a successful commercial director, right? This is success.
Award-winning
And
commercial
I
director.
think when we put stuff out there to our audience, obviously we know the context that we're putting it out there in, and they're looking at, as you mentioned at the beginning, more commercial success. But I would say, Motke, aren't you a commercial success?
Papa Bear, stop the pod.
Come on now. Come on now, Maki. I just tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
Well, I'd like to put a postscript on that poll and say that there's also another factor about celebrity, and that is the celebrity of the filmmaker themselves. How many films become successful because it was a Scorsese film
Mhm.
or a Spielberg film?
Right.
You know, when the filmmaker themselves become celebrity, doesn't that kind of add to the possibility or the likelihood of their film being a
Yes.
success?
Absolutely. It
Of
But
course.
fucking sweetens
I
the
would
Let's
pot
go.
for sure.
I would say this though, if if the filmmaker has some sort of celebrity to them at some point, you look at there's the snowball effect, right? Like of there's a lot. Wes Anderson,
Wes Anderson.
a lot of right. So the more who's the one that everybody wants? Oh, Yorgos
Yorgos, yeah,
Lanthimos.
that did,
The more that
Budonia.
he makes films, the more people are like, I want to make a film. I want to be in one of his films. So you might be the celebrity, but you're not going to just hire a bunch of no names. You're typically going to hire because you've got Jesse Plemons going, "Hey, bro, can I be in your film?
Yeah,
Like, what's up?"
yeah,
And so like you get that celebrity and you become a magnet for talent.
yeah.
And so like that's the thing, right? And this is the thing I when I was teaching directing for a few years as an adjunct professor, I was always talking about the idea that success begets success. If you can do something and become successful, show people that you're trustworthy, you're only going to become more successful, and it's a snowball, right, rolling down a hill.
Yeah, but that's not always true because that guy Brad Pitt, I don't know anything good that he did. You know what I'm saying? When he started out, I'm messing around. Brad Pitt is phenomenal. So I'm just joking. Can you believe, bro, that he has had such a flipping phenomenal career all the way, even to F1 being nominated? Like, but just quality, man. Like you said, it's not just celebrity, because he does have that, but
Yeah,
quality, man.
quality,
He's just
quality.
got
The
skill,
new
and
the
it
new
shows up
Brad
every
Pitt or Robert
single
Redford is
time.
probably, Ryan Gosling, right, Nick? Because, like
Ryan Gosling right now. I mean, Ryan
like,
Gosling
you
Yes,
is
think
right
about,
now.
like, Brad Pitt, what Brad Pitt does is he's so effortlessly charismatic. Like, the camera loves him, and as an audience, you love just looking at him. He's so good with his micro expressions and his eye line, and the only person that's coming behind him that I can see that does that so well, outside of Timmy, is Ryan Gosling. I mean,
Yeah, I'll give you that,
he's
man.
so
I'll give
good
you
with
that
it.
for sure.
He's
Yeah,
just
because
he's just
yeah,
likable.
you're likable, but he embodies the part very,
Mhm.
very well, and I think the role selection is amazing as well for him, but he embodies the role because there
Yeah.
are some of those folks that, I they do well in the industry, but they're the same person every time. It's like, honestly, if I see The Rock or Kevin Hart, it's just them in every movie. They're not
Sure.
playing a role, they're just
Yeah.
it's The Rock or Kevin Hart. So,
Right.
I'm just saying.
And
Right.
there's a lot of
Hey,
those.
no disrespect,
No.
do your
Hey,
thing,
yeah.
but
I mean,
Jason
Michael
Jason
Cera,
Bateman Jason Bateman is just Jason
sure.
Bateman in every
A
movie,
lot of
every
them.
show,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, no
And
disrespect,
and I
but
sometimes you
like
he's
wanna
it.
go see
great.
a Jason Bateman movie,
No.
right? I
Exactly.
mean, that's the thing.
Well, is there a such thing these days? I think he's in things. They're not
Sure,
Jason Bateman
sure,
things,
sure. But
but
you
he's
know
just
Well,
what you're
always
what
gonna
about
Jason
get.
The
Bateman.
Rock?
Yeah.
Right.
90% of the time, you know what you're gonna get when you go see Jason. Well, I mean, heck, listen, Will Arnett, I don't know if you all saw, Is This Thing On? Like,
Yeah, I
Will
love that
Arnett brought
movie.
this beautiful,
Loved it.
raw performance, but the whole time I was like, "That's Will Arnett, and I'm watching this movie because it's Will Arnett." I mean, honestly, I went and
Yeah.
saw it because it's Will Arnett way more than Bradley Cooper, and I love
Yep.
Bradley Cooper, but, like, I wanted to see Will Arnett in a heartfelt role because he's hilarious, and as we all know, good comedians can play drama probably better than
Yeah.
drama
Mm.
people can play good comedy, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's the thing is that they flip it on you because you say Will Arnett, I'm thinking Lego Batman. That's just that's where
Right?
my brain goes.
100%.
And if he
Yeah,
doesn't do that, then you're like, "Oh my gosh. Like, what am I watching right now?" And you're
yeah,
so immersed in the
yeah,
opposite. So yeah, you're
100.
I
spot on.
I I thought Is This Thing On was this year's A Real Pain.
I actually liked it better than Real Pain,
Me too. Me
personally.
too. Me
Yeah,
too. And I
yeah,
thought that, like, similar movies, this was just, like, few locations, tight
yeah,
cast, um, it's total you could tell it's just a total sort of indie vibe,
yeah,
and it's just relying on, like, heartbreaking, emotional stuff that's real life, real people, and you have basically someone who's very comedic playing drama. The movies are
yeah,
very similar in that way.
yeah, totally.
Anyway,
That's
Nick,
awesome. Yep, yeah, all right,
continue.
let's
We have
do it.
another
We're
poll
gonna go to the
question.
next one, or go to the next one. This is
Mhm.
again, this is just 2 answers to this one. Question is, who are you rooting for? Now, if I had done this with my mother in my ear, I would not have phrased it like this. I would have said, "For
Shout out to
whom
Mama
are
Bugs.
you rooting?" But I did not. So, sorry, mama. Who are you rooting for? 2 options, independent labels or major studio labels. 73% said
Mm,
independent labels. 27% major studio labels. Talk amongst
Sure.
yourselves.
I mean, everybody loves an underdog story,
mm.
like, that of course, yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? Like, and when you're saying labels, are you talking about music or are you talking about, like, studios?
Studios.
Studios.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
if you think studios, like, at this point, we can't even call A24 an independent studio, but,
It's a fair point.
every time an A24 trailer comes out, I'm like, "I'm gonna go watch that
I'm on
trailer.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
here's
go
the
watch the
thing.
movie."
And that's crazy, right? Because I still hold on to the independence of
Yeah,
A24. I do.
sure. Yeah,
And I do because they also acquire independent cinema. They
right.
don't just make, right?
Yeah.
So I do hold on to them, but I feel you because what do you think, man? It's like, okay, if we're gripping on to them, right? My grip is still pretty strong. Are you just saying you're like holding on to them by the fingertips or you let them go?
No, because they are not choosing mainstream films, and that's the thing
Right.
that I think so when you're looking at independent versus mainstream, you're talking not just about budgets
Mhm.
because, uh, Marty Supreme was 70 million. So it's not like A24 is not chunking out the cash, but what
Yeah.
they're doing is they're still making artistic, off the beaten path type movies, and I think that's what I mean, then now we're asking the question, what is independent cinema? Is it budget or is it story?
I have to say story, 100%. Like I
Yeah,
yeah, because independence, I think, is, and that's a good question. I mean, that'd be great for us to really
I mean,
expound
traditionally,
upon that,
it wasn't a
because it's
studio
like,
making it.
well, it's yeah, it's one of, if they are they making it, but if you're making a story that it feels independent, so what is independent?
sure.
And
Well,
I
and
think that I think the main thing for us these days, we differentiate independent from studio when we talk about IP. And I think that's it. Like if
yeah,
you're just kind of regurgitating,
yeah,
recycling IP,
yeah,
you're studio, right? Or
totally.
you want to be studio, right? But
But
if
but
you're
but our
not
friend Mark
doing that,
Maxey, Nick, makes IP. You know, I
well,
that that
well,
that
this is
that's
this
where
is this is
that's where
where,
the budget argument comes into play. Like, if you're
yep.
spending 100 million on your IP, then you know you had to have a big budget studio to push that out.
Yeah,
If you're making
I think it's the
IP from a novel that you
recycling.
liked for $3 million, that's independent.
And then that's something, because it's IP, and I think that there's what I get at is, or what I'm getting at is, this idea of recycling. That's where we are. It's like, and
Uh,
maybe we should
mm,
add a qualifier, which is major IP. So that book that you liked, yes, it maybe had a really good audience, which is why it got funded, but
yeah.
it's not major in the way that the major studios are recycling IP. The major
Mm,
studios are doing things that have been done and redone and done and redone so many times that it's almost makes you sick, right?
yeah.
Whereas if you do a new IP, which is a book that's never been produced into a film,
Yeah.
now there's originality. And maybe that's the key, is that we see independence as originality. We see the major studios as lacking that by default.
Mhm.
I mean, it's the difference between pop music and, uh, let's say pop music and then indie pop, right? Like the only
Mm,
difference between those 2 is the indie pop has a freshness to it, has something different, but there's a chance that some of those indie pop artists are still making tons and tons, like Phoebe Bridgers, if she goes out to an arena, she's gonna crush. But I, at least me, I still view Phoebe Bridgers as an independent artist, as kind of a,
And
an
she's the major
indie
label
whatever,
artist with a
and
hundred
she's major
million
label.
Spotify followers, monthly followers, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But, like, you compare, and she opened for Taylor Swift, right? But I don't look at those 2 as the same, and I think
hmm.
that's kind of what we're looking at. You look at a Marty Supreme versus a Marvel movie, you're like, Marty Supreme doesn't have the puppet strings attached to it, so maybe it just has to do with, like, you don't feel the studio's fingerprint all over it,
Right.
and
The
maybe that's
director
kind
had
of
the
what we're
freedom to
looking for.
make what they wanted to make.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
I don't know,
good too,
it's
'cause
interesting.
as there starts to be more and more consolidation where you have fewer and fewer studios, the formal definition of it, the traditional definition of indie film may not be adequate anymore, where it used to just mean, hey, if you weren't made from a studio on a studio lot, then you're independent. You're
Right.
independent of their system.
That's
And
right.
now everything's become so much more spread out
Yeah.
and literally spread out across the globe where productions are. Now you might need different qualifiers for what is independent. So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, definitions are shifting.
They
It's a
are.
shifting time, Maki. It's a
Indeed, my
shifting
friends,
time.
indeed. And that, my
Literally.
friends, was audience polls.
You did it.
Woo!
You did it. You did it. Love that one, and shout out again, we always say this, but, like, shout out to the audience, we can't do these audience polls without you, they don't mean anything if you don't vote on them, so we deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate the engagement. Thank you to the audience for voting on these audience polls, and now we're gonna go into a little segment I call sponsorship, a little segment I call pay the bills, and it's something that we have to do. We like to do it. And you should stick around because these are some pretty dope ads. So anyway, we'll be right back. Guys, starting something new isn't just hard, it's terrifying. So much work goes into this thing that you're not entirely sure will work out. And it can be hard to make that leap of faith. Trust me, we know here at the Make It podcast. When we started this podcast, we weren't even sure what we were doing. What if no one listens? What if we make fools of ourselves? What if no one buys our products? Now, we know that we were right in believing in ourselves and launching our show, despite all of our fears and hesitations, mainly thanks to you guys who keep watching and listening to the show. But I'll tell you what, it also helps to have a partner like Shopify on your side to help. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. That's insane. From household names like Skims and Magic Spoon to brands that are just getting started. So get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand style. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create emails, social media campaigns, wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. Best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. And did I mention that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Planet is a big place. It also helps to boost conversions, meaning less carts going abandoned and more sales for you. That's what we're talking about, right? So it's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today. That's an incredible deal. I'll say that again. $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/make it. Go to shopify.com/make it. That's shopify.com/make it. And now on to the show. And we're back. Guys, it's time for us to get into some filmmaker Q&A, the thing you've been waiting for, the meat and potatoes. Okay? Okay? We're talking
You
about
got
the
that right.
chicken, the big piece of chicken, the big piece of chicken, the one that we saved for daddy.
Yeah.
Okay? Daddy's chicken. The big
Wow.
piece with the 3 sides, not 2 sides, meat and 3. Meat and 3. Okay? Mashed potatoes,
Gravy? Any
gravy,
gravy?
green beans, ham hocks in the green beans. Okay?
So we're
Mac
all
and
hungry
cheese,
now. Thanks.
baked,
Appreciate you.
baked,
Thank you. Yeah.
cheesy.
Yeah. We're all
Okay?
hungry. So this is,
Chicken
with that
skin inside of a
intro,
biscuit, Nick.
the Filmmaker Q&A. All
Let's
right,
get into it.
Maky. Yeah, we're throwing it back to you, man, with a couple of questions. So the first
Throw it
one, we'll
back.
talk about, you throw it back. Filmmaking
Oh,
requires
shit.
a ton of hardware and software across a variety of different departments. As a new filmmaker, it can be hard to figure out which tools are essential on day one and which tools you can add to your toolbox as you grow. So in your opinion, what
Yeah.
tools are essential for getting started if you truly want to call yourself a filmmaker?
The beauty of being a filmmaker, from my experience, is honing in on the thing that you're good at and then surrounding yourself with the best people. My personal experience, and I will get to your question. I'm going to take
Mhm.
a little detour for a second.
Please do.
My experience was, uh, I started my filmmaking journey through doing a 48. I had a bunch of friends that were doing 48-hour film projects, and I was like, I want to do that. That looks fun. And somehow I convinced a handful of people to let me direct them, and we made a 48. With that, all I needed was the trust of a few people who had some stuff, and we made a thing. And then we kept doing that, and I kept finding more people, and by the time I made my 3rd film, the it won the 48 in Nashville. And after I won, and it was a crazy stroke of luck because my good friend Jennifer Bonnier, she had a film that was out that same year, and I honestly think it was 4 to 5 times better than my film, and
Mm,
for some reason it didn't win, and it should have won, and she and I talk about it all the time. But
friend of the
you
show,
can
Jennifer
make
Bond.
yeah, you can make things without having a lot of great equipment, right? Even today, I always think about like the things that people record with in their bedrooms right now is better than what the Beatles recorded their stuff on, right? So like you need a good idea, you need a few things, and then you can make something. Now, elevation comes with stacking, finding people who are good at the things that they do, and you start stacking your talents. So, um, I think about the cinematographer that I've been using basically since 2010, Micah Sims. I've worked with a few other really amazing cinematographers as well, but Micah and I just have this bond, and Micah's always my first call. I love working with Micah. Micah just slowly started leveling up. He started with a DSLR, then eventually bought a Red, and then eventually just kept upgrading. And the more that he worked and the better he got at his craft and the more that he learned about what different cameras did, he started building. But he started with a 5D Mark III or 5D Mark II. I can't remember which one. Um, he just started with a DSLR and he had a kit lens and then just started adding. If you're a writer, all you need is Google Docs, honestly, and eventually you can buy some software. There's free software out there. There's Celtics and there's a lot of other things. Everything comes down to having a good idea and then finding some tools to help you elevate. Everything that you do, having good wardrobe requires some money, but it also requires there's the possibility that your grandmother has this amazing closet and you go pick some killer stuff out of it. And next thing you know, you have a really fun short film using your grandmother's clothing, right? So
Mm,
being a filmmaker is about finding I'm trying to teach my children. I talk about this all the time. Being a filmmaker is basically being a problem solver.
mm,
That's all we're trying to do is solve the problems. As a filmmaker and as a creator, you get to figure out what problems you have, right? If a problem is too big, you change the problem. You're like, I cannot do a crowd of 50 people because there's no way I'll be able to get the licenses and get all the signatures or whatever to do 50 people. Okay, great. Well, then let's not do that. Let's pivot. Let's do it in a single room and there's only 3 actors there. That's what we have. Okay, great. Now you've built your sandbox, single room, 3 actors. Build off that. You have a friend who has amazing stuff in their house. Say, hey, can we come film in your house? We don't have to move stuff around. We're just going to come film in your house, right? So, this is what filmmakers do. We are just problem solvers. We take an idea, we build a sandbox, and we solve the problems. So, to answer your question, Nick, I think to start with, you need 2 or 3 people you need decent sound. Bad sound is always going to kill you in a film. People are gonna immediately go, "Oh, this is a independent whatever, not even worth getting into a film festival because it sounds terrible." A little mixer and a boom mic, you can do that for like $500. Get someone who's like, "I don't know, I wanna get in filmmaking, I don't know what to do." Hey, be a sound person. We that's the one job that people don't wanna be. Be the sound guy. Hold the boom mic and do the sound recording thing. You are immediately everybody's best friend, right? So that's boom, that's off the bat. DaVinci Resolve is free. You can edit and you can color correct in there. So like if you're just wanting to get into editing, do that. Use DaVinci Resolve. If you're a cinematographer, use your iPhone. Spend $100 and get a cool adapter to put a lens on there. Like Apple is making commercials using the iPhone. Now, do they have some cool lenses and some really great lighting? Yes. But use what you have, build your sandbox, and make something. You know, I am to the point now after 20 years of doing this that I don't do that. I don't have the time to do that. If I'm gonna make something, I'm gonna pull in all of my friends, I'm gonna call in all my favors. But starting in early, it was this guy had a camera, this person ran sound, this person had a cool house. Boom, we are making a thing. And that's really all you need to start something.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that there's a lot there, right? Um, when it comes to tools, you talked about sound, right? Good mic, good mixer. You talked about editing, DaVinci Resolve. I think as far as the camera is concerned, you can start with your iPhone, right? There's 3 tools right there. You got those. You can make something.
Yeah.
The other part of it is you said you need an idea, you need ingenuity because you got to be able to solve problems, and you need a team, right? Because the idea is you could potentially do it on your own, but why? Right? If you could bring in people to support you on this journey, then that's key. So I love that. You got the tools part, you kind of got the ethos part, right? Ideas, ingenuity, and you've got that community part. Bring other people in to be part of this journey, and you're all filmmakers. So that's awesome.
And there are so many places, all of your cities, wherever you're making this, if you're in a fairly decent sized city, there's gonna be people there that want to make films. I've said this for my entire filmmaking career. The 48-hour film project, which is international. There's the 54 in Nashville, which is in all of Middle Tennessee. But different cities have different little competitions. Do one of those. They're a sandbox ready. They're building the sandbox for you. They're giving you a genre. They're giving you a thing. Try something. Just try something. Go make a short film. Throw it on YouTube. Like, just try something. That's what we need. And you know what? Here's the thing. You might not be successful the first time or the second time. If you love it, do it a third and a fourth and a fifth time. Just keep trying. If you love it, eventually your passion, be kind to people. That's the other thing, right? Filmmaking is a community. Treat people with respect. I honestly think a lot of the people I work with don't work with me because they think I'm some mad genius. They work with me because I love them and I treat them with respect. That's
That's
it. Like,
perfect. Yeah.
that's what we're doing, you know? We're just loving each other, and life is too hard and too cruel and too weird. Find some people that you wanna get in the trenches with and build something together. That's what filmmaking is.
Beautiful.
And have some fun along the way. I love it.
Have
Yeah.
I
fun, yeah,
love
of course,
it.
of
Beautifully
course.
put. Beautifully put.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right. So on to the next one. So as a director, my friend, you rely on collaboration, as you mentioned, across both cast and crew. But
Yeah.
collaboration can also mean conflict and compromise. So what are the biggest battles you have with your collaborators on set, and how do you get past them?
Mm.
I'm gonna say something right now,
Mm.
and I want everybody to know that I understand that this is a luxury, and this is something that has been curated over years. I've been doing this now for almost 20 years, and every time I'm on a project and someone doesn't pass the vibe check, they never get invited back to the set. So what that happens after you've done this, I've made 25 films, I've made hundreds of commercials. You just start culling. You just start, and eventually you get to a point, and once again, this is a point of luxury because I now, when I make a commercial, I have a budget. So therefore I can pay people. And when you pay people their rates, you now have the pick of anybody who's available that wants to join the fray, right? So, but not a lot of people have that. So it was a lot of trial over many, many, many. I mean, uh, I think I made 10 films before I was like, oh, this person's toxic, or this person and I don't vibe, like it takes a while, and that's but this is why you keep making, and you keep figuring out who are the people. So now I'm to a point, there's still conflict, but I'm now to a point where I found people that understand my ethos and it's just something you have to work at. Filmmaking is work. It's beautiful work, and I love it, and I would not trade it for there's very few things I would trade filmmaking and the craft for, but filmmaking is something that you have to build. It's like any muscle, and it just eventually you get to a point where you have people who are getting paid. Those people who are getting paid because they have worked their way to that point. And so you get to that point, and that's why a lot of the times, the David Finchers and the Christopher Nolans of the world, they know their crew, and they know their crew's gonna deliver on a high, high, high level. There's other filmmakers that are still trying to figure that out, and they might have a different person here. They might use 10 DPs in a row, and the next thing you know, you've seen they've used the same DP on the last 5 projects. Well, that's because they figured it out, and they were like, "We work together," right? And so I say all that to just say conflict is necessary because you're not gonna the Beatles. I know, the second time I made a Beatles reference. I love the Beatles, but they're not like the people I'm listening to every day. Anyway, but they had conflict, and they made amazing art out of conflict. So I don't think conflict is bad. I think it's how you approach conflict. "Hey, you and I aren't seeing eye to eye right now. Let's pause. Let's have everybody take 5 minutes. Let's go just have a conversation. What are we not doing right now? What are we not seeing right now?" And there's a lot more conflict in the commercial work I'm doing because you have writers and you have creative directors and you have, different people who are speaking into it. So it's not just my show. I'm just herding the cats at this point, right? And so I'm
Right.
going, "Okay, hey, this is what I wanna do. This is what you wanna do." Sometimes, and this is a huge thing that I've learned over the years, let's do one for you and let's do one for me. We're gonna do 2 takes.
Okay.
We'll get the thing that we want, and then when we get in post, we'll see which one's better. And listen, and I am not afraid. This is the other thing, is you have to have a certain sense of humility. "Hey, I think we should do it this way, but let's do it your way once." I do it their way once, and I'm like, "Oh, crap. They were right." And I just go up and I'm like, "Hey, you were totally right on that. Great work. I'm so glad we did it your way." Egos are stupid. Like, just throw the ego away and, like, let's just make art together, and if everybody has a good attitude about it, your conflicts are gonna decrease quite a bit because everybody's going in with, like, "I'm not gonna punch you, I'm gonna listen to you and then say yes and let's see if we can do."
This is
Sometimes time doesn't allow you to do the yes and, but do the yes and as often as you can.
this is so brilliant because I would
Mm,
just tell you, like, inside baseball with me, Nick, and Papa Bear is like, and we haven't got this perfected by any stretch of the imagination, but, like, we are getting better at it over time, and certainly, like, it takes so much trust that the person that is pushing back on you, or the person that is, like, trying to give you constructive criticism, but maybe it comes off as destructive criticism or whatever, that person isn't actually against you, like, isn't actually an ad hominem entity in your life, right? And it's
right.
like, me and Nick and Papa Bear, I think we have to do this thing together, right? And I've just found, like, especially in the last 5 years, my policy is going to be just say the thing and then apologize for the bluntness later. Like, after you say the thing, but holding the thing in is actually, like, anathema to friendship. It's like anti-loyalty, it's anti-creative, and it actually is the hidden thing that so, like, when someone's criticizing you, or maybe they're, like, giving you a suggestion on how to do something else, the opposite of that is well, to me, you view that as, "Oh, this is bad. I don't like this person's making me pissed off." Right? And we're all artists, and, that hurts, right? But to me, the actual persons that is doing that is the person that keeps telling you your stuff is great, and they know it isn't.
Mm,
The real enemy in your life creatively is the person who continues to let you William Hung yourself over and over and over again. Like, keeps telling you you're on key when you're not. Like, look out for those people. Like, because if you don't love it and you think something's up and they're telling you, "No,
mm.
this is sh you're good." like, that person is not in your corner at all. And,
Yeah.
like, leaving the ego at the door is a lesson that me and Nick in particular, not so much Papa Bear, but me and Nick in particular had to learn and keep learning because we're both so goddamn determined and like we just the same person. So it's just like, so that I just think what you said was so spot on and brilliant.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that one. All right. So here's a short question. If you were given $10 million to make the feature film of your choice,
Mm.
would you make the film you've always wanted to make or the film you knew would give you the best shot at getting another $10 million?
Easily the film that I knew that would help me get a shot at making the next one. Because this whole career, just because you make the one film, who cares? Like, then that's my thing is like, I love the idea of commerciality.
Yep.
Not that you have to make the most commercial thing possible, but like, know what you're making and know that it has viability. If you're gonna make something that is just, I don't know. I know people have different tastes. It's fine. But for me, I'm just like, hey, let's set ourselves up for the next one because I don't want to just be a one and done. And I think most people don't. I think most filmmakers don't want to be a one and done. There are a few pretentious people out there that are probably just like, I'm going to make this and it's going to be the most brilliant thing and nobody understands me and I've got $10 million and I'm going to make the thing that I want to make. That's not me.
Yeah,
Let's
that
keep
makes
going.
sense. Yeah,
Let's keep
because you want to keep going. This is because it's
going.
your passion. It's the thing you love doing. So let's do it again and again and again. And every time you do it, your fingerprint is on it, right? Even if it is a little commercial, you know that your fingerprint was on that commercial. There's part of you in every bit of it.
And I wanna
Mhm,
I have
mhm.
this thought experiment, sometimes that I give myself, and I've talked to other people about it, is, would you rather have an Oscar, or would you rather have a film that made back 100 times the budget? I always choose the film that would make 100 times the
Yes.
budget. Always.
Yes.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah, because 'cause you're a sure bet, right? You're a sure
Yeah.
bet. Oscars are not sure bets, bro. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, so
A lot of
you're
people that
spot
made
on.
it, they won an Oscar, and then they didn't make a film for 4 more years.
Yeah.
So, let's
Yeah,
keep this going.
I like it. I like it. All right, last
I'm
one,
with
my
you, Nick. I
friends.
like that as
I'm
well.
ready.
Yeah. Yeah, the last one. So independent filmmakers thrive off of community support, as we've talked about, is how they fund their films, how they get recognized at festivals, and how they get the word out for people to watch, rate, and review them if they get distribution. However, I believe there's a bit of irony or even potentially hypocrisy that exists within the filmmaking community itself, because I don't
Mm.
know if indie filmmakers actually watch independent films. In your experience, do indie filmmakers watch indie films?
In my experience,
Holy moly, Nick.
no.
Just drop the bomb.
Yeah.
No. No. I because and this is the thing, right? And if I am a friend with someone and they go, "Hey, I really want you to watch my film," 100%, I'm gonna watch the film. But if I just hear that like, "Hey, this indie filmmaker, blah, blah, blah," and I watch the trailer and I'm like, "Ooh, nah." I'm not upset.
Time is
My time is
precious.
limited, right? Like,
Yep.
and I've got 35 shows I haven't finished yet that I desperately want to finish, and I just don't have the bandwidth. Like, I'm gonna try to go to the movies tomorrow, and there's 4 films in the theater I wanna see, and I'm gonna have to just roll the dice and see which one I'm gonna go see, right? Like, time is so limited, and there are thousands of films coming out every day. So, but I will say this. I do know some independent filmmakers who are just all about the let's find the weirdest, most abstract, most, and they're going to go and they're going to spend their time and they're going to watch those. And I love that. For me, that is not who I am. I'm just going to watch the stuff that is highly, highly curated and recommended because my time is limited. And I'm just going to watch those things. I mean, heck, I watched more Oscar of the Best Picture films this year than I've ever watched before, and I only watched 6 of them. So
Mhm. Yep.
then I'm just like, I wanna watch, there's 3 more I really, really, really wanna watch. I just haven't had a chance to watch them yet. So, no.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because it's the truth. That's like I said, I believe that to be the case. I think it's proven to be the case. We try to use our platform as much as possible to amplify the voice of the independent filmmaker, but
Yeah.
it's tough because independent filmmakers aren't watching independent films. And one of the things that I think about Maki, and you can and Chris, and let me know your thoughts on this as well. But it's like we watch, if you watch sports, right? So for me, it's soccer, right? So I watched the Premier League, but below the Premier League, there's another league, right?
Mm.
Below all of these, below NBA, there might be another league below, right? There's all these leagues that are feeders into those leagues. They are the training ground for those leagues. They're a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
I don't watch those because I wanna see at least what's been told to me is the best of the best,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's how independent filmmakers see independent filmmakers. Like,
Mm.
I'm gonna spend my time watching the best of the best. I'm gonna watch
Right.
what I
Right.
aspire to be. I'm not gonna watch who I am. Now, and that's a challenge for us, right? Here at the Make It podcast, we are trying, right? We're trying our best. And we want people to watch because those that are in the league with you have lessons. And I think that's the challenge is that even independent filmmakers are like, well, I don't want the lessons from people who are in my league. I want the lessons from those who have made it beyond it. But I think that's the challenge that we have with this question
Right.
of what is success. Because every time we ask an independent filmmaker this question, it's not about celebrity, it's not about league, it's about doing the thing that you love and having the opportunity to do that. And other
Right.
filmmakers, independent filmmakers, are the ones who are doing it. They're living their truth. So why not
Mhm.
listen to them? Why not watch their things? Why
Well,
not
and
get the insight and advice from them?
I do
But
wanna
it's
say
tough.
this. I My exception is short films. I love a short film, and the beautiful thing is if you can keep your short film under 10 minutes,
Mhm.
I will almost always try if somebody says, "Hey, will you watch my short film?" and I look and it's 10 minutes, I don't wanna just say that. If someone comes to me and says, "Hey, will you watch my short film?" there is a 95% chance I'm gonna watch it. If I know them, 99% chance I'm gonna watch it. It's different when it gets to feature because an hour and a half of time is a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And I think this is the tricky part about what we're doing. If somebody has an amazing thing and it really resonates, they're like, "Hey, I made a time travel film that has a bear in it." I'm like, "Oh, tell me more."
Right.
And then maybe I'm gonna watch that. And the other thing I'll say is I will give something 5 minutes. And if 5
Okay.
minutes, if not great,
That's fair.
I'm gonna turn it off,
We have the same
because
policy, Maky, for reading a screenplay. So,
sure.
sort of famously from 2018 to about 2022, Nick and I like lived in this world where people were sitting at scripts and we were giving them notes for free, by the way. Just
Which
like
was very
just
kind
as
of you.
like this solid that we would do, like trying to make a dent in indie film and like do our part to support and like just this incredible offer, right? Because we would really
Yeah.
read their stuff and make notes and get ready and all this stuff. So, but if I got to page 20 and there were like or sometimes even 10 and there were like multiple grammatical errors, multiple structure errors, the story's already bad, then that's it. I mean, the note is try to go back and do it again and like
Yeah.
notice that these things happened really early on and these are like automatic disqualifiers sort of at the place you want to be as a filmmaker and a writer. Like you want to make professional stuff, these would be sort of non-starters right away. And sometimes you can watch a film that way when we juror for film festivals, Nick, it's
Mhm.
like sometimes people like there's been times where we've had to watch like 35-minute short films, quote unquote, and I'm like, 24 minutes in, I'm like, "I think I got it. I think I got
Ooh,
I know it. Let's rank it. It's a 4 or whatever." Like
yeah.
so I totally get that. And the other thing is I just really appreciate the honesty, like to get a filmmaker on that just says what we suspect is true. So, yeah.
Yep,
Now, I
100%.
I will also, if someone I know makes a short or even writes a screenplay, if I am in community with them, they're not just some rando, I will be like, I will ask them, "Hi, I'm gonna watch this, and I will give you extensive notes.
Mm,
Are you going to take my notes? Because if
Mm.
not, I'm not gonna go through the thing. I'll just watch it and say, 'Hey, wow, you made a thing,' or, like, what is your intention?" Because I did this one. There's a filmmaker in the community. They made a film. I gave them, like, probably 70 notes.
wow.
And at the end of it, they were like, "Yeah, we can't make any of these changes. Thanks for watching." And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"I just
Oh,
lost
yeah.
2 hours of my life."
Me and Nick have lived that
We have
experience
lived that.
many,
I know
many,
you
many,
guys
many,
have, yeah,
many
so
times.
but that's why you have to have boundaries. At some point, though, we have to go, "Listen, how serious are you? What do you have the ability to make changes? If you don't have the ability to make changes and you're just showing it to me because you're like, 'Hey, I made a thing,' then great, I'll watch it and be like, 'You made a thing.' But if you actually want notes, then I wanna make sure that you're gonna at least try to implement some of them."
Yeah,
Yeah, because
and
Maki,
here's
I
something,
wanna
Nick.
go ahead,
Can I give
Chris.
you guys something real quick, Nick, before you
Yeah,
hop
man.
in? I'm about to drop a bomb. Here's the bomb, and it's very nuanced. And everyone that makes films or has a superpower in a certain area of film should listen to this, because this may be the one domain that it's actually true. Just because my superpower isn't your superpower in filmmaking doesn't mean I can't see what's wrong with the thing you made,
Totally.
right? Some of the feedback, sometimes people are like, well, why, like, you can't make this the way I did, or you can't do the thing I just did. So why am I listening to you? It's like, no, no, no. I've spent 30 years of my life or more in art, more. I know what I'm talking about. I have a polished thing that I have going on here with taste and just consumption and judging things professionally and non-professionally. And I'm telling you, these are the notes. They're good. My superpower is different than your superpower. I get that, but that doesn't invalidate my note, right? And it's almost like there are some people who don't have kids and they try to give people with kids advice. And you're like, you don't even have kids. I'm not going to listen to you. But a person without kids can actually tell you, "Hey, you shouldn't punch your 8-year-old in the face in the middle of Lowe's." Like, they don't need to have kids to, like,
It's a
be able
good
to
note.
discern that you are an
unless they
abusive
deserve it.
asshole. Yeah,
Right, right.
exactly. Like, there are certain things you can't tell me about because you don't have kids, like the way your life changes when you have them, like, suddenly you'll die for this thing you don't even really know. But in terms of, like, just the obvious shit that's, like, out there to see, like, "Hey, you shouldn't let your kid take a piss in the middle of the floor," like, that is anybody can give that note, and I just think sometimes notes get dismissed for this reason because the superpowers aren't aligned, and it's not valid. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, no, that's great, and that's a great
Good
note.
point, yeah.
But what I was gonna say was that, it becomes a challenge for me, Motke, especially with our platform. We have a lot of people that get pitched as guests to, our platform, and I have to review, trailers or screeners, and some of them aren't great. And,
Huh,
I have
really?
to you gotta make the choice, right? Whether or not you have them on. Um, and it's difficult because at this point in their lives, maybe they just need a yes. So maybe
Mm,
they're not there, right? Maybe they don't have the quality just yet, but
yeah,
maybe there's something in their personality that when you give them a platform, someone gets to see them
yeah,
and says, that's the type of person that I want associated with my project. And maybe they shouldn't be the director. right? Maybe they should be talent. Maybe they should be the producer. Maybe they should get this other opportunity. So, no, they're not there yet, but just the fact that you gave them a platform opened them up to a new possibility.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's the
mm,
challenge that I get into because, yeah, some of the ones I just like, no, that's not for us, right? It's not quite there. They're not polished enough. It's not going to serve our audience, I think, as well as we would like to, but then I don't serve them. And that becomes I guess, the dichotomy that exists within the platform that we have.
Yeah. Yeah. I have experienced that some myself because I've taught some acting classes in Nashville. They always bring guest directors on, and there's been a few times when I was in a darker moment where I was just like, and I would never just come straight out and say it, but I'd be like, some of you in this room might want to reconsider if you should be an actor. And then like 2 years later, it's like, God, that was such a dick move. What was I doing?
Dream
But
killer.
But there is a thing where I'm just like, okay, because what I was and I may have mentioned this to you guys in the past, but I have this philosophy that there is a thing, right?
huh.
There is a thing that certain people have.
Mhm.
And it is that unspeakable, you have
Je
magic.
ne
And
sais quoi.
je ne sais quoi, if you will, right?
Well,
And there are just people that you're just like, I don't know why this person's so amazing at the thing they do. They just have the thing. And sometimes people don't have the thing, but that doesn't mean that they're not a valuable aspect to the film community. You might not be the most charismatic person, or you might not be this, or this, but what if you are just kind and helpful and present?
mm,
Every film set needs kind, helpful, present people that are just willing to just jump in and do stuff. Those
yeah.
are the people that I invite back. You might not have the magic, the artistic, creative, whatever, but maybe you're the person who's just like, I'm gonna bring this person back because every time I turned around, they were like, "Hey, do you want a granola bar? You look hangry." And they were just there, right? And you're like, "Oh my gosh, I need that person there." Or, "Hey, does anybody taking out the trash?" The person's always taking out the trash. There are always roles on a film set in the film community, and those people will often get elevated to other positions because they are hanging around the people that have the magic, and that magic does happen to sometimes rub off on people just because they have the best attitude. Because attitude is as important as the creative magic.
And that's the challenge, like I said, that I deal with, man. And we're trying to provide the platform, but have to be mindful of all of these pieces of the
100.
puzzle.
Absolutely. We're a community.
You got it. You got it,
Yeah.
brother. And that, my friends, is Filmmaker Q&A.
And a very, very insightful one, I might say. Can we do Papa Bear? Been patiently waiting. You look
I
like
have
Willie
been
Nelson.
gone
You're
full Willie Nelson today.
I love it.
you you look like, yeah, you look like Hemingway once he left Cuba.
Hmm.
The I don't even know what that means because I don't think it's true what I just said.
I
Like
I think he
anyway,
didn't he
Like,
die there? I don't know.
anyway, so it might be the glasses. It's like the glasses and your hat have two different like design languages, like taste languages, fashion languages. So like they're dancing a little dance, but it's kind of like they're competing a little bit, and I like it.
Hmm.
I'm here for it. You look like a wise cowboy, and
Maky,
and
what's Chris drinking? I'm sorry. We might all need
again,
some of that.
again,
He
a
put
little
some absinthe in his. He's
a
tripping
little
right now.
Exactly. Yes, he
a
is.
little Jefferson's Ocean, again, inspired by the Atlantic slave trade.
You got
Jefferson's
some Alice
Ocean,
in Wonderland stuff over
and
there,
now
man.
and now mu much like the, vitamin C deprivation those very slaves had on that ship, I have embodied that on this very show. I
Hmm.
have lost all connection because look at
PB, come on, man. Let's go into some things we should know
Let's get
because
some things we should know going, PB,
yes.
and make sure you explain your background because it kind of just looks like you're in a house that was abandoned years ago.
That could have been true.
Yeah, and maybe
um, the background here, I don't know if Maky
This is
recognizes it.
this is ringing a bell. Yeah.
What if I
bells are
just
ringing.
went like this?
I mean, this is the
Papa
house
Bear.
where
So
we
for those who's listening,
filmed.
Papa Bear has left frame.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
He's very
Um,
slowly left
this
frame.
All right, Maky.
Well,
in 2023,
yes,
we made a film there, called Skakafis.
that's
Oh
And
shit!
that
correct.
is, the
This
opening
is
shot of the film, the camera was right behind your head, filming into the kitchen, and it was the opening shot of the film.
that is right. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Well
Well
played.
done, Maky. Well done.
Good
Well
job.
done.
Thanks.
So this things we should know. We've touched on this topic a little bit up to this point, and that is funding. Independent
Mm,
filmmakers always need funding, not as
always.
much as say the studios. They need funding too, but
I
theirs
thought he was
come
going to
from
say sausages. Go
yeah.
ahead.
No, we're past that. Uh, but one of the ways independent filmmakers fund their films is through Kickstarter.
Mhm.
Kickstarter began in 2009
Mhm.
as an online source for fundraising for all kinds of projects, including films. And Maky, you and your producers raised, I think it was about $12,990 through Kickstarter that helped
Highly
fund your
specific number by PB there. Good
okay,
job.
2012 three-part film. I think it was your first feature film,
First
The
feature film,
Many
correct.
Monsters of Sadness.
Great title.
Uh-oh. Bump, ba bump, bump.
That's the
There it is.
DVD that he is going to send me and you, Nick. By the way,
Oh. Oh,
Got a
why
whole
did
stack
you
of 'em
get
right
it?
here.
for
And
those
I
just
don't get it.
listening, Maky just put up a DVD of his first feature film, The Many Monsters of Sadness, for everybody to see, so we could see sort of the DVD cover. Anyway, go ahead, PB.
So the question I have for us tonight is what was the first Kickstarter funded film to win an Oscar?
Oh.
Oh, I'm going to write this down, PB. The question is, what is the first Kickstarter funded film to win an Oscar? By the way,
Hmm.
shout out
Was there more
to
than one?
Emily Best at
And
Seed and
m-
Spark, who
more
just
than one
came to
first?
the Filmmakers Sustainability Summit on Friday. She is with Seed and Spark. She co-founded it, I believe. Emily Best, you did an awesome job of that presentation. And filmmakers still go to Seed and Spark to raise funds, which is a competitor to Kickstarter in some ways. In some ways, it's not a competitor at all. Anyway, I just wanted to give her a shout out while I could. Okay. Nick, do you have a guess?
Now I was
What do
asking,
you
was there more than one like Oscar
Oh,
winning Kickstarter funded film?
Nick's always good at sussing
Not
out how
there
Papa
has
Bear's trying to
been
trick you.
more than one, but the first one that was Kickstarter funded.
I have a
So
guess.
there probably is more than one, but this is the first one. So the question, Nick, is when did Kickstarter and Maky, when did Kickstarter start?
2009
How do you know that?
2009.
How do you know that?
because
How do you know that?
He
because
said it
Papa Bear
earlier.
said it.
Oh, you said, okay, good.
Yeah.
Again, Jefferson's Ocean. Quality bourbon.
um,
Go pick up a bottle today. In Jefferson's Ocean, if you'd like to sponsor us, we're looking for flagship sponsors right now. We will drink your product on camera. Kickstarter funded first. Maky, you got a guess?
I don't think it's right. For whatever reason, my brain is they won the Oscar, right? They didn't just get
That's how it
nominated.
works. Yeah,
They
Yeah.
won
won.
the Oscar.
Wait, Papa Bear, Oscar for Best Picture or
No,
Oscar
he just said
for
Oscar
Won an Oscar.
winning.
just
Yeah, it could
one
have
some
been best
Oscar?
hairstyling.
My
Oh my
guess
God, that
is
makes it
it's
so much
a
harder.
live action short film, is my guess.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you know the name of it?
Mm,
No.
what's your
That's all.
guess, Chris?
Oh my god. I like where Maki's going with that because it would be very difficult to fund an entire, let's say, multi-million dollar budget feature film that wins an Oscar. So my guess, though, just so I don't ape what Maky just said, I'm gonna guess that it's a documentary
Hmm.
because I think that if there's enough interest in a subject, they would be able to raise the funds on Kickstarter and people would want to see that, but they could still also make the kind of documentary that would win an award.
So what's the
So
name of that film?
the name of that documentary, which would have to have happened after 2009, according to you, Papa Bear, and according to Nick's smartass, um,
Okay.
is, uh
Okay, let's go to
see,
Nick.
what's a what's a doc that, blew everybody away in from 2010 to, 2020? Because I think about these ones that Michael Moore made, but that was pre-2009. I think about Al Gore's doc, and that was pre-2009, that,
One.
blew everybody away, made a huge difference, in the world, just period, across the board. Um, and it's hard for me to think, what documentaries, stood out at an award level where everybody had seen it, everybody had to see it.
Yeah, I got a couple in my head
You're
right
having a
now,
brain fart, Nick. Nick,
and
I think you'd actually do better
it,
on the documentary tip than I
no,
would.
no, no. I've got a couple in my head right now, but the one that I'm thinking of, I can't. His name is his director. He's also a musician. His
Kenny
first name
G.
is Chris, actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I don't know if that was Kickstarter. But I'm just gonna go with Hair Love.
Hair Love is such a good guess. Damn,
Hmm.
Hair Love. That could have won an Oscar.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
should we do we make Maki give a title?
I have no
Well,
titles.
I
My
can't make him do
non-title
anything.
answer was a Sean Baker film, but I don't think Tangerine won any Oscars,
It
but,
didn't.
yeah.
See again, Nick, how did you know that?
I just know. I just know. It's
Papa
because
Bear,
that's one
is
of
he
those.
cheating?
It's in the
Papa Bear, is he
no.
cheating?
Tangerine is just one of those in the cultural zeitgeist
That's right.
that it was because it's the first feature film on an iPhone,
Yeah.
right? The
Mhm.
one that people talk about, but it didn't
Yeah,
win anything.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I just I've got other ones in my head, of course, Dear Basketball was in my head. But I think Kobe fully funded that one. I don't know if there was any Kickstarter attachments to it.
right.
Mhm.
Like I said, Hair Love, I feel like that was a Kickstarter film. The other one that was again, I can't remember the guy's name. It's Chris something, but he made a film. I think it was actually about his
Chris
dad.
Angel.
No,
Chris Steele?
and he won 2 Oscars for short films. The second
Mm.
one was a documentary about um, uh, it was musicians and instruments. I think it was about
Mm.
a school that was providing instruments to students. That was I believe, his second
Oh,
win.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a good
Was
one.
Yeah,
Ben
it
Proudfoot
won.
was Ben
I think
Proudfoot always funded, Nick?
yeah. So Ben Proudfoot, those were 2. I think both of those were Ben Proudfoot films,
Oh,
but it was I can't remember the name, Chris, and I can't remember his last name, but he was the musician at the core of both of those films. But yes,
Chris
of course, those are
Cornell?
both no, but those both of
Mm.
those were Ben Proudfoot films.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
have a
anyway,
title,
sticking with
Papa
Hair
Bear. Give
Love.
us an answer. We're struggling
We're
here.
ready.
Okay.
We're ready.
The first Kickstarter funded film to win an Oscar was the 2013 Best Documentary Short Subject Film.
Yo!
Did you give a name?
No.
Innocente.
Oh man,
Vincente.
Innocente.
Innocente.
Oh,
Yeah.
Innocente. It
Spell that.
also won at the Arizona International Film Festival, the Heartland International Film Festival, and the San Antonio Film Festival.
Spell it, PB.
Nice.
What, Innocente?
Yeah.
Innocente.
Okay, I got that written down. What does that mean? Does it just mean innocent?
Well, yeah, this is
Nick's nodding yes. So I believe in Nick.
yes.
He could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Here's the storyline.
Okay.
A personal and vibrant coming of age story about a young artist's determination never to surrender to the bleakness of her surroundings. At 15, Innocente refuses to let her dream of becoming an artist be caged by being an undocumented immigrant forced to live homeless for the last 9 years.
Wow. Wow. And that's 2013, Maky, not 2026.
Yeah. It's great.
This is going
Wow.
on in 2013. Okay, so what did they win the Oscar for again, please?
Sounds like
Best
best documentary short.
documentary short subject.
And how much do you know how much money they raised from Kickstarter?
I
I'm over
don't
here like Maury Povich, man. I got all the questions.
No, I don't know.
And I need the answers revealed via DNA.
I don't know that I even
No, but that's awesome though, and I think
read
That's
that in
great.
well, the thing is, like,
research.
how maybe at that time it was publicized, but that is a thing we should know because it's community funded and it won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Like that's very,
100,000%.
very, very important
That's
to
that's
know.
rare.
Cool.
And yeah, and I'm curious, PB, do you know how many others have won an Oscar that have been either totally or in part funded by Kickstarter?
I do
Hmm.
not. I do not.
Okay, I was curious. That's what I was asking at the
But
beginning. I was
there
like,
are-
how many
there
have
are others.
actually? There are others. Okay, that's
I
awesome.
believe so.
Hold on, I'm about to get this answer for you guys. Hold on. I'm about to tell you something.
We can look on that.
Oh no, hold on. Chill out. Watch this. We're about to find out how much money oh, that's lame. There's no public information about how much money they raised on Kickstarter to make the film. Anyway, the point is we have an ebook called 42 Ways. It's called Movie Money. It's 42 ways to raise money for your independent film. And don't sleep on it. It's a free download. It's easy peasy. Click the button. A file will come to your computer. It will be virus free, information rich. Inside of it, you will discover all the myriad ways, not even all, but just a basket of ways that you can fund your film, Kickstarter being one of them. And if you do it well, to Maky's point, if you have an idea and you stack talent all around you, you can even win an Oscar, even though your film was funded on Kickstarter outside of the traditional Hollywood system. Papa Bear, that is definitely a thing we should know.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm very happy. I love it. Again, Nick, how many icebreakers do we have at the bar now?
Oh, how many things we should know do we have?
That's what I'm
whatever
saying.
that
Like,
number is. I guess we should know that. Huh?
we have hundreds of things we could just start a conversation with in a second. You know what I mean? Like, we would have been, if we had Papa Bear doing things we should know in our early 20s when we were out doing damage. Were you doing damage, Nick, in your 20s out in the bars?
I
the
know
club?
not of what you speak.
Okay, so those are those are locked in the vault. Those files are locked away, stored away.
Locked down.
Password protected files. Okay, we're not going to talk
100%.
about that on the show. Have some more tequila.
Yeah. That worm is waiting for me, bro.
We would have had all these icebreakers, PB, and no commitments. Oh man, would have been dangerous times. No, I'm kidding. That's very nerdy. You can't bring that stuff up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, PB.
No,
No, that was the thing we should know. Well
That
done.
that
Thank
was
you,
a good
sir.
Well
thing to
I
done.
know.
appreciate it.
That's a
Well
Yep.
good
done.
thing
We
to
love
know.
it.
All right.
Maki,
Good one.
let's get
Thanks
to
for
the
playing
let's get
along.
to the end of this thing and
I'm ready.
clear the set. Are you ready to clear the
I'm
set,
ready.
sir?
I'm ready.
Rapid
I
fire.
said that
Here we
3 times.
go. What
It's
are
like
your top
Beetlejuice.
3 films?
My top 3 films,
Puppy.
of 2025 or of all time?
Of all time, sir.
All time. I'm gonna go in reverse order. My number 3 film of all time is has flown out of my brain.
Is that the name of
I
the
think
movie?
it's written on your ceiling.
Okay. My number 3 film of all time is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's a good one.
My
Great
number
one.
2 film of all time is Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm.
And my favorite film of all time is About Time.
There you go.
David Slade directing, is that right?
No, David Slade, it was, Richard, the guy who directed Love Actually.
Oh, man.
What's his name? Richard
Not Richard
why is his
Linklater.
No.
No. Richard PB, find out who directed About
No,
Time.
Maki's looking it up.
I'll be in there in seconds. Seconds.
Richard Seconds.
It is Richard Curtis.
Oh, Richard Curtis. Why are we so stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we know
Yeah,
Richard.
he did Love Actually. Those are his 2 big ones, Love Actually and About Time, but
Both incredible
it's,
films. I have About Time just on my hard drive ready to go. I didn't say that. Okay. Name the film you're embarrassed to admit you haven't seen, Maky.
Ooh. Okay. I've been meaning to remedy this for a while. I have not seen Schindler's List.
Oh. Oh.
I could see that.
It's
Have
3
you
and a half hours. It's
Yep.
tough, and
Yeah.
it's mostly black and white. Like, it has a lot of things that are in my like, we talked about earlier, time.
Yeah.
I can crank out a 90-minute film pretty easily, but 3 and a half hours, it's tough. But that is what I'm gonna remedy soon.
Nick, have you
You'll be
seen
glad
Schindler's
you
List?
watched it, but then you'll never want to see it again.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. But here's the thing: you might have to just bring back the intermission.
Right.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
Like
go.
Brutalist.
Good idea.
I watched Schindler's
Pause.
List at such a young age that I need to watch it again.
Mm.
I need to fully grasp it. Now that I've been to Auschwitz and I've seen some concentration camps around Poland, and just lived a life, I need to revisit Schindler's. I've actually visited the place where Schindler's List was filmed. In that actual community. Yeah. I need to go revisit
The
that as
Jewish
well.
ghetto there in Krakow.
Yep, that's right. Name the film everyone loves that you hate.
Ooh. Dunkirk. I despise Dunkirk.
What happened? Why?
Of the films that came out that year, it was my 25th favorite film of the films that came out that year.
Oh my goodness. What does it do wrong? What happened in
There was
Dunkirk?
no one to root for. It was, like, I was talking to a friend and they were like, "Yeah, but England was the main character." I'm like, "Cool. I want to follow people. Like, give me a person to root for." There was no
Yeah.
one to root for. Like, what's Tom Hardy had his face covered 60% of the time, and I don't know. I was like, I couldn't follow someone and be like, "I wanna root for you." It was just and it was shot the sequences were weird. I don't know. Like, people were going crazy over it, and I was like, "Have you guys seen Saving Private Ryan? It's like 1,000 times better."
Amen.
So you were more like there was stuff happening, but it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that way
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, hey, it was a bunch of slice of life stuff happening during something very important, but
It's one of those, like
it's my least favorite Christopher Nolan film, easily.
yeah, and that's saying a lot because people have a lot of feelings about Tenet. But, like,
I liked Tenet twice as much as I like Dunkirk,
yeah, I'm one of the
and I
weirdos that like
despise
Tenet more
Tenet.
than
Right, exactly.
I like Tenet more than most people liked it, but most people hate it. Yeah,
I didn't love
most
Tenet.
people are with you on Tenet, Maky, and it's like it's like the Cannes standing ovation where, like, they give, like, the 14, 12-minute, 20-minute standing ovations for a film, and you know that they're just doing it because of who made the film, and it's like, we're
Right,
gonna have to
100%.
give, you know, Helmut, you know, Lang or whatever, I don't
Helmut.
know. We're gonna have to give him, like, a standing ovation, like, we can't disrespect him. The movie's not, like that, right? And I feel like Dunkirk's like, well, this is Nolan, let's give him the ovation. And I think, yeah, it takes a little courage to say, can we just talk about the movie for a second? Because the movie
Yeah,
itself, problems. Okay.
yeah, I did.
Favorite cheat day meal, Maky. What are you eating if there's
Cheat
no
day?
diet? Cheat day.
day.
It's your
Cheat
cheat
day,
day.
okay.
You're cheating on your diet. The doctors be damned. High cholesterol out the window. No one cares. You're just
Mm.
going in.
Well, I don't really have cheat days. If I do have a cheat day, I'm eating meat because as a pescatarian, I don't eat meat. So if
Mhm,
I am cheating, I'm eating meat,
mhm.
and it's usually probably something with pulled pork more
I'm
than
gonna have to
like
call you out. I'm gonna have to call you out on that, man.
Okay.
I'm
Do
ready.
it, Nick.
So wait a second. Pescatarian means you eat fish.
I eat fish.
You saying fish ain't meat?
Kurt Cobain said it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings.
They don't, and they got 1,000 of them. They got 1,000 babies, but it's still meat. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, it's still meat. Don't trip. You don't eat meat. You eat.
It has to do with environmental stuff. So the amount of water it takes to raise meat versus fish are just floating in the water. That there
It's
is
fish meat, bro. It's fish meat.
Okay, I don't need land meat. How about that?
Thank you. Yes, no land meat. It's still meat.
See,
Fish is meat.
this is the
Fish is still
black
meat.
in Maky. Maky's got a
Hey,
little black in him. Because I got a
Wait a
lot of
minute.
black friends who are like, no, I don't eat meat. I'm a pescatarian. I'm like,
yeah, I'm like, nah, bro. It's
I might
meat.
Negro,
That is
you
that
do
is
know
meat.
that you're eating fish meat.
No.
I don't know.
Here's the difference. Here's the
Mhm.
difference. Maky doesn't eat meat that's got family. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
that's it.
Land meat got family. That's my baby over there. I'm
That's
gonna
it.
protect my
That's it.
baby.
If you
Those
can
fish don't care, bro.
if you can name
Those
it, you
fish
can eat it.
drop
If you
fish
can
drop
name it,
them
you can
eggs
eat it.
and they roll out. They're like, y'all on your
Yeah.
own. You know what I'm saying? And they drop a
love
bajillion of them. So
Nick, I'm gonna
it's
follow
plentiful.
that. That is my new. That's part of my new pitch. I love it.
That's right.
Nick,
I don't eat meat
Nick,
that has family. I love
That's
that.
right.
No.
Thank you.
Don't eat meat
I
that has
might have to call you
family,
out on that, Nick.
you
What
never
you got
want
for
to
me,
say you never
PB?
want to say you're eating Betsy, like
Here's
the
why.
That's right.
family
Okay, PB.
cow.
Go to your microwave.
Mm.
And you want to heat something up
Mm.
or thaw something out.
Okay.
You have a setting for meat and a setting for fish. They're two different things.
The microwave is tripping. The microwave doesn't know nothing. The microwave ain't even a robot. It's just a box. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
PB,
made that
that was a big
definitive
windup too, PB.
decision.
That was a big windup for that one.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't know.
Somebody made that decision.
Yeah, that's right. It was
Well,
a pescatarian
They
made that
separated
decision.
meat from fish.
But PB makes a choice. I mean, PB makes a point here. He makes a point.
Yeah, Chris.
are
It
delineated
was
on
a
the microwave.
it was a pescatarian that made that decision and was like, I don't eat meat. I eat fish.
I don't know, man. I feel like PB just complicated this shit completely.
He didn't complicate nothing.
Now it's complicated. Now I feel like I'm on Team Maky on this.
Pescatarians
I'm
do
on
not
Team
eat
Maky
meat
right now.
that has
The
family.
microwave
That's all I
tells
gotta
you.
say.
That's right. You're outnumbered, Nick.
No,
You're
no,
making
no. Right.
fish
Hey,
or you're
look,
making meat.
look. Right is right. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Either way, okay, so you're gonna eat some pulled pork. I'm gonna write that
Yes.
down. Pulled pork is definitely a cheat day. You get the pickles on there. You get the
Mm,
really good coleslaw. If you get shit coleslaw, it messes it up. So
mhm,
you got to have some great slaw,
yeah.
and then you
And then you
throw
have,
that
like,
thing
some
on a
the
bun.
greasiest tater tots known to man are probably
There,
on that
Oh
as
God,
well.
I'm
there
adding
you go.
tater tots to that. Tater tots worse than fries. People think, oh, I'm gonna have tater tots. I won't have fries. It's okay. No, tater tots worse than fries. Okay,
For you, but tastes 10 times better.
tastes 10 times better, worse for you.
I'm with
Pulled
you on
pork
that.
with tater tots on the side and on the sandwich, smothered and covered in maybe some sweet vinegary barbecue sauce. You mush that thing down. You
Sounds
mush it
great.
down because they've put so much pulled pork on there. It's raising up. The bun's coming off. So you got to smush it
Yep.
down and then you eat it.
Or are you throwing the pulled pork on, like, a giant plate of nachos?
Oh
Mm,
gosh.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yes.
It's like 2,500 calories worth of nachos, and you're like, "You know what? I'm just gonna eat it all."
And they
I
put the
like a cheat.
cochita, the cojita. Is that how you
Yeah,
pronounce it,
put
Nick?
some fajita
Cheese
on
on
there,
top.
sure. And you know what? Let's throw some, what's the, we'll throw some,
Jalapeno,
chorizo on there as well. If you're going
chorizo.
pork, you might as well throw chorizo on there as well.
Some chorizo sausage, some pulled pork. Nick, this is my sprinkling cojito cheese on something hands.
My
See
man
these
just threw
hands?
pork on
See
pork.
how these
He said,
hands
"Let's
working,
throw."
Nick?
He said, "If I'm gonna, yeah," he said, "If I'm gonna eat some pork, I'm gonna throw some pork on it."
Throw some more
Yeah.
pork on it.
Let's
It's a
go.
cheat
Let's
day.
go.
What are we doing?
This reminds
I
me of when
love it.
KFC made the double down. Do you remember this, Maky?
Oh Jesus, man, that
They made the
whole
KFC double down.
situation with them
With
people standing in lines for that mess, and then oh my gosh, yeah,
you put a piece of
the
chicken,
chicken on top of
cheese and
chicken.
bacon, and a chicken on top, and no
Yeah,
bun. Get your fat ass in
foolishness.
here right now.
And they
Great
came
job.
through like gangbusters. They ate up every
We
last one of
got
them
just
things.
what you've been asking for. Double chicken sandwich buns with cheese and bacon in the middle with a creamy sauce. Let's go cheat day. Shout out to my big people. I'm with you. Okay, Maki, we're moving on.
I'm
If
ready.
you had to eliminate one thing from your life forever, would it be a litter box or would it be letterboxed reviews of your films?
You know, I'm gonna go a litter box,
Okay.
um, because I think as much as it hurts sometimes to read a letterbox review, there is some wisdom sometimes that you can glean from it to go, "You know what? How do I do better next time?" Maybe not I can't hit your standard of whatever you wanna see in this film, but maybe I'll get an understanding of like, "Okay, maybe this wasn't as nuanced as I think it was." So, I think they're c I'm not I don't like people that just, like, throw knives,
Mhm.
just to throw knives. But if somebody's like has like an honest critique, I'm not against it. I would much rather have a conversation with them than them to just light me on fire on Letterboxd. But um, you know, let's learn. Let's learn from our past mistakes. I'm into it.
Fair enough. Last one, Team Paul or Team John?
Oh my god. I'm gonna go Team John.
Wow.
I know. I know, but it's like 51 to 49%. Like I
Okay, it's
do think
close.
that they're two sides of the same coin. You can't have Paul without John. You can't have John without Paul.
PB,
And
are you with that?
Um, yeah, I would go with Team Paul.
I mean, it's tough. I think here's the thing. I am so excited about Sam Mendes's approach to the Beatles,
Oh
where he's
yeah.
making four separate movies from all four perspectives. I think we've not seen anything like that ever in our lifetimes, and
Brilliant.
I think it is and the casting looks amazing. Like, I'm so excited about the casting. Like, I'm very, very excited about, and I love San Mendez. I think he's an incredible director, so,
Likewise.
it's in
I'm
very
in.
capable hands.
Is this the
I'm in on that for
third
sure.
Beatles reference tonight?
It might be 3rd or
Yep.
4th.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't bring this one up.
3rd or 4th, Nick.
But you're
3rd
on the fourth one? Wow.
3rd or
Amazing.
4th.
Amazing.
Nick, Papa Bear, Maky, we have just cleared the set, and you have been so generous with your time tonight. We've spent some extra time with you, I would say, than normal, but it has been a blast every second of the way. You are awesome and appreciate you joining us again on the show. And we will end the way we end every show by asking our guest, what does it mean to make it?
I think the beauty of film, and the reason I chose to make films rather than write novels, is to surround yourself with people who are better than you at everything and build something incredible with them. And that is, it's the thing that keeps me going. It's the reason I've been doing it for 20 years. It's the reason I wish I had learned and discovered it earlier. I think to make it is to make art with your friends. And if you're lucky, you get paid to do it. Like that's the dream I think that we're all trying to hit. But if you're not getting paid to do it, keep making art with your friends. It's what keeps us all tethered to humanity, to be able to just I love a novel, but to just get in the trenches with my friends and solve problems together and then come out on the other end with something beautiful that you're all proud of, there are very few feelings that are as amazing as that. That's making it.
Here, here. And I couldn't agree more. Nick and I have talked about that on this show a few times, which is the reason people like leave their major in science and in mathematics and in economics and business the first time they hit a movie set is exactly because of the feeling they get that you just described. It's like, oh, I love this. What can I do to do more of this? And there are a lot of people in film around us that have these incredible day jobs, but would quit in a second if they could
Mm.
just do film all the time for that very reason. So I love that answer. Can you tell everybody where they can find you on social media, on the internet, where they can see some of your work?
Sure. Um, you can find me at motke.net. It's a little out of date. Working on that. I have a film that can be seen in various places called Another Version of You. Um, and I don't post a lot. I found in the past probably 5 years that I've just retreated into hanging out with friends and family more than posting on social media. I do think it's important on occasion. I do post things, but I do feel like social media is very important. But from a personal level, um, the real world has become a little more important, especially with just how volatile everything is. Um, but I am appreciative of things like Make It Podcast who promote the works of artists such as myself, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. And yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram, Maky. You can find me. I don't post on TikTok. I posted a couple things during the pandemic. I'm more of a lurker on TikTok. But yeah, and I think if you just Google my name, you're going to find some stuff out there, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope I said something that encourages you.
You absolutely did, and you can also see Maki's film that he talked about earlier with the producer Papa Bear, Skakifis, on this very channel, this very platform. So go look for Skakifis at the Make It Podcast, and you can watch some of Maki's work there. And I do think what you said about social media is very true in terms of the personal side of it, because I don't think it's social media anymore. I'm gonna ape Gary Vaynerchuk here and agree with him that it's now interest media. So whatever you
Mhm.
type into your search bar is what you're gonna get, and you're no longer gonna get updates from people you follow and you love. You're not gonna open it up and see a post from grandma anymore. That was social media. Now it's what are you interested in? Let's feed that to you. And I think it works a lot better for businesses, interest media
Yeah.
that is, than it does for people, right? Because for people, you're posting so that people you care about will see it, and they're not going to see it unless they specifically search for you. So I think it's a good point and maybe a cue to everybody out there. Like, if you have something you're doing like filmmaking and you have a production company or whatever you're doing, use that to post your stuff out, because if people are interested in that, they're going to find it. Speaking of which,
Absolutely.
100%. Speaking of that, you can find us at _Make It Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and X. You can go on Facebook and search for the Make It Podcast, and we will come right up. By the way, we respond to 100% of all comments, DMs, questions. We're very proud of that. So engage with us, hit us up, and we will definitely get back to you. If you're watching this, you know that you're on youtube.com already. So why not go over to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, rate us 5 stars there. And if you have 30 seconds, you can leave us a review. That means a ton. And we are actually on any podcast player. Now, if you're listening to this in your car right now and you've been supporting us for years, we really appreciate you. Come on over to YouTube. I promise you, Maky's very, very vocal with his face. You're gonna like his face and his glasses and his hair. You're gonna like all that stuff. You're gonna like Nick and Papa Bear's emotive nature. Like, come and look at our faces on YouTube. I promise you, it adds a little bit more color and richness and depth to the pod. You're not gonna be disappointed. You can find us at the Make It Podcast. Just search for the Make It Podcast. We will be the very first thing that comes up when you search for that on YouTube. And while you're here, why not subscribe, like, and share? Okay. With that, Nick, will you please leave us with the credo?
But of course, and Maky, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for being with us since the beginning. The beginning. The beginning. If you haven't seen that video, you
Uh,
gotta go see that video. Just type in the beginning. Anyway, Maky, thank you for being with us since the beginning. We
Thanks for having me.
appreciate you. We appreciate your art, my brother. We appreciate the auteur nature of what you do. There is a lot of Maky art out there on YouTube. Guys, go check it out. It's a wonderful experience. Another version of you as well. But with that, I'll say to our filmmaking friends, family, fans, and followers out there, be better, be creative, be engaged.
and thank you for listening. Maky, Nick, Papa Bear, talk to you soon.
Yeah, man.
Later.
We'll do it
Thank you,
again.
everybody. Appreciate you having me.
Peace. Always
Yep,
a blast.
for sure.